Well, hey, good morning, everybody. Finally got a couple minutes here to sit down and send you a quick video. This week we're talking about how we assess our own company's capabilities. Um, and that's pretty interesting because often companies struggle at that. So here's where we kind of run into problems here in corporate America. So a CEO's job is to maximize shareholder value, right? Well, sometimes that gets so thrown in the CEO's face that they worry more about what the stock price is doing, PE ratios, than the long term net effect of their leadership and where they're going with the organization. So they begin to demise the long term strategy, the long term sustainability for the short term. And instead of reinvesting into the company to become a long term and sustainable, profitable, and growing organization, they'll make decisions that are short term. And they result in errors, they result in sometimes good stock gains, but they're not good long term strategies for the organization. So, this is a very contentious issue about trying to analyze um, what the company's capabilities are. And I'll tell you how I did it a lot with the president that I worked for. I used the SWOT analysis to, take a good look at what our internal capabilities were. So I looked at what our strengths and our weaknesses were. I looked at what our opportunities were. Um, and of course, there are threats. We were looking at that daily. But I think the key here was, hey, what opportunities exist out there in our present markets that we're serving or in other markets that we could be serving? You follow? So, organizations have to look at what they're really good at, what their capabilities are. Now, what does that mean? Well, what competitive advantages do they have? Could they buy that could significantly change their market position? For example, could they buy a competitor that has a unique innovation in processing or a trademark or a copyright that could benefit us? Okay, that could the acquisition could easily be 2 plus 2 equals 5, where we would be the absolute best company to buy this company. You follow? We've been talking about Gibson guitar, right? So let's use that for example. Hey, Gibson guitar, obviously, yeah, we know the symptoms. They've got financial stress, right? Who would be a really good company to buy Gibson guitar? You guessed it, Apple. Think about that for a minute. Think about how we market socially and how Apple tries to market socially. They have in the past using different key artists, etc. If they were to acquire a company like Gibson, they've got this huge footprint for social media, obviously, marketing in over 100 countries. They would be an awesome company to buy, Gibson. And that would, when you can get 2 plus 2 equals 5, and the audience, so people that like Gibson, if Apple bought Gibson, consumers would be like, yes, because they know, man, they're getting some huge innovation plugged in and they're getting some money plugged in, right? And so who wouldn't be a real good one to buy Gibson? Marshall amplifiers probably wouldn't be good. I mean, so a lot of you don't know that industry, I get it, but because the amplifier company Marshall plays in the same industry, you're getting a lot of the same, static group. We want to introduce Gibson to the rest of the world, man. And Apple would really wake Gibson up. Now, would it be good for Apple? I don't know. So I couldn't really tell you that for sure. Okay, but um, why is this important? Well, we're looking for our internal strengths and weaknesses. Gibson has fallen off the face of the earth mainly because they just don't have a strong enough market, we'll call it presence, with new product, innovation, okay, customer base, etc. They're not growing their customer base, all right, which is not good for a company that's so leveraged financially. So as we look at internally what we're capable of, they're capable of a really good guitar, obviously, and they have a unique guitar line, both acoustic and electric. It's probably one of the most pervasive, but they just haven't been growing because they're not getting them into the hands of younger people, and that's probably their biggest downfall. So internally, their threats are obviously people that are focused on social media marketing to younger adults growing their product line, right? Their opportunities would be that market. We want to put, always when we're looking at consumer products, we want to get them into young people quickly, make them a fan, and let them buy the product the rest of their lives. They're going to buy 3 or 4 of those things over a lifetime, hopefully, right? Same with cars, motorcycles, bicycles, things like that, all right? So that's their opportunity. Their strength, obviously, is that they've been around for a long time. They've got great brand recognition. That's their biggest strength. Their weakness is brand strength. So these are ways that we look at ourselves in organizations. What is our strengths? What is our weaknesses? That's an example for like Gibson. Now, if you look in let's switch to food industry for a second. Let's look at Little Caesars versus Domino's now coming up. Okay, strengths: Little Caesars saturated the market on low-cost pizza for people like you and me that don't want to spend a lot of money on pizza, right? What's the weakness? Well, it's not gourmet. They still don't have order online that I know of. Tell me if I'm wrong. What is their opportunities? Probably to start scalloping that product a little bit more into maybe more gourmet pizzas and try to get a little more profit out. Those pizzas, I know a couple franchisers that are in the Holland area and in the Lansing area, they're making, on those $5 pizzas, they're making about $2 pizza. So that's, per unit, they're not making a lot of money. So they definitely want to make some more money if they possibly can, and they can make more money on a more gourmet type pizza. Do they want to get into that market? I don't know. I'm looking at it as an opportunity. It could be a separate sell for them, especially if they went to online ordering. It wouldn't interrupt their current static load business, etc., etc., etc. It's just a thought. I don't know. Their threats are definitely going to be Domino's. Cottage Inn now has online ordering. So this online ordering, why is it so important? It's convenient, fast, easy. Don't have to wait on the phones. You can pre-order. You can set the time. Anytime you're putting convenient, fast, easy, and cheap together, you've got a seller, okay? So where's the market going, though, for pizza? Well, the market continues to go up because overall, fast food, fast and casual pizza continues to climb as people get more busy. We've got a great market right now going for employment and steady demand. So these companies are all going to do well in the next 4 to 5 years. Okay, I'm not getting into any political discussion of why, But they're going to do well because that's where the agenda is for this administration, is to drive the economy at whatever cost, right? So that's going to be great for businesses. And that's going to be great for pizza companies right now. They're going to just, whew, big bubble. You're going to see a big bubble emerge here in the next 3 years of all mid-level businesses, small to mid-level. Is that fair? Big businesses still being hampered by what? The cost of healthcare and legacy costs are still hurting big business. So we've got to figure that out. They've got good productivity gains, but not what they really want. There's mixed messages in the industry. We'll have to see. Okay? But these are things that we're looking at when we look at ourselves internally. Where can we fit? What can we do to expand the market space, grow a new market space? People are adopting concepts to reduce their costs, be more efficient, like lean. Okay. So in the MBA program at Ferris, I'm developing a lot of lean concept electives and concentrations. Employers are paying big money for people that can come in and either adapt to a lean environment or lead a lean environment. Big money. So Ferris will have one of the only programs that's online that I know of that's offering a graduate degree in it. We have people coming from out of this country right now. We have guests coming in from Michigan, Michigan State, to take these classes at Ferris because they can't take them online anywhere else. So that's really cool. Ferris will be yet another first in another industry. So that's kind of neat. So when we look at ourselves internally, this is what we're doing. We're looking at how we can make ourselves more efficient and more effective in adapting certain policies and procedures and mechanisms to do that, man. It's really cool. All right, so that gives you a little foray into just the basics of it. I just want you to understand, you know, when we're looking internally, and this segues into your market analysis for this write-up. I'm going to kill this video here in a minute or it'll get too long, but look, when we're doing a market analysis, we're looking at ourselves. What are our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? In that market analysis, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to look at how we go to market. Focused, differentiated, broad, low price, low cost. How do we do that? Okay. Most companies take an